Hi, I'm Karen, and I'm 1.5 metres from Joe.
Hi, I'm Joe, and I'm 1.5 metres away from Karen. And together,
But apart,
we are the Book Week Show, brought to you by Newcastle Libraries.
during a pandemic. Before we begin, I'd like you to do a little bit of imagining for me. Can you close your eyes? That's it, close your eyes. And I'd like you to imagine that there are no cars, no roads, no houses, no buildings. Just the plants and the animals and the very first storytellers of this land. And where we live in Newcastle, the first storytellers were the Awabakal and Worimi people. And so we would pay our respects to them and their leaders, past, present and emerging. And we thank them for their stories. So let's begin some of our own stories. Are you ready? Open your eyes.
This year's Book Week theme is Curious Creatures and Wild Minds, and we're going to challenge you to use your wild minds to see things in a different way.
That's right, Joe. It's like when you look at the night sky. Sometimes you look at the stars, and other times you look at the spaces in between. Well, this year we have some curious creatures helping host our show, and they're actually from my favourite book from this year's Book Week selection.
Do you know this book? Some people might call those animals ugly, but we think they are amazing and wonderful. The concept came from the wild mind of Sammy Bailey, and she wrote and illustrated the Illustrated Encyclopedia of Ugly Animals. In fact, you met her, didn't you, Karen?
That's right, Joe. I interviewed Sammy Bailey for the library podcast called Chats with Fabulous Children's Authors and Illustrators. And she is an illustrator, and this book was published by Hachette.
For those of you who don't know what a podcast is, it's kind of like a TV show that you listen to using the internet. And there's podcasts about all sorts of different things, from true stories to made-up worlds, including our very own library podcast.
That's right, Joe. And Newcastle Libraries have started their own series of podcasts.
What? More than one?
Yeah,
Oh, where can I find out about the other ones?
on the Newcastle Library website.
Karen, there's two Newcastle Library websites.
Yeah, don't get mixed up with the one in England. Our Newcastle Library website has the rainbow N on it.
It's time for us to delve into the Book Week books now. And I'm going to hand over to our host for the next segment, if you're ready. Are you ready, Karen?
I'm ready. Are you ready? In the summertime, Grandpa and I go cicada watching. I collect the tent and the sleeping bags, and he packs the cooler.
A cicada is a large flying insect. It has a stout body, 6 legs, and 2 pairs of wings that fold over its back.
We put our camping gear into my wagon and we take it down to the reserve. Last year we found 5 greengrocers, 3 yellow Mondays and 1 flowery baker. This year I want to see a black prince because Grandpa says they're as rare as hen's teeth.
The greengrocer, yellow Monday, and black prince cicadas are all named for their colour. Some cicadas, like the double drummer, are named for the sound they make.
We pitch our tent and wait for the sun to set. The cicadas are so loud I cover my ears. Grandpa says it's the male cicada who's so noisy. He's trying to call for a mate.
Certain cicada calls are loud enough to cause pain to the human ear. Others are so high-pitched their songs can't be heard by humans at all. When a male cicada sings, it creases its ears so it's not deafened by its own noise. The female cicada can make sound too. If she likes a male cicada's song, she will flick her wings together.
Most people search for cicadas in the trees, but the real secret for finding cicadas is to search in the ground. Our favourite spot is the wavy grass beneath the gum trees.
A nymph is a baby cicada. The female cicada lays hundreds of tiny rice-shaped eggs into slits that she has cut into the branches of trees, shrubs or grasses. The eggs hatch into small, wingless nymphs.
I found one! Oh, it's brown and soft and it's very ugly. It looks like an alien from outer space. It's a beauty, says Grandpa. I watch as my nymph crawls from the ground up onto the tree. Grandpa says that nymphs live under the ground for a long time, many years, and then it scratches its way up to the surface and like magic, it becomes a cicada adult all in one night.
Once hatched, the nymphs fall to the ground and burrow into the soil with their muscular front legs. Some nymphs live underground for as long as 17 years. They feed on the sap from tree roots.
When the sun sets, I turn on my torch. And now we watch and wait.
When a nymph is fully grown, it will burrow out of the soil and climb up a tree or other upright object. It sheds its outer casing and emerges as an adult cicada with wings.
Look, Grandpa! One of the nymphs has split its skin. Oh, it wriggles and it's pushing its way out. First the head, and then the body with the legs, and then the wings. Oh, it's all wet, and its wings are, shriveled. By the morning, it will be dry, and its wings will be long and hard, but, What's that? Grandpa says it's time for bed. I'm just too excited to sleep.
Adult cicadas have two pairs of glassy transparent wings that are strengthened by veins. When an adult cicada emerges from its shell, its wings inflate with fluid, then harden. A cicada's wings can be 2.5 centimetres to 15 centimetres long, depending on the species.
Oh, it's morning and all the nymphs have split their skins. Their empty shells still cling to the gum trees.
The prickly legs of the empty nymph shell allow it to cling to most surfaces.
I count 4 greengrocers, 3 flowery bakers and 2 yellow Mondays.
The greengrocer cicada is one of the loudest cicadas in the world. The flowery baker cicada gets its name from the flower-like dust that covers its body.
But there's one more. It's a black prince. I show Grandpa. He can't believe it. He grabs his camera and takes a photo before it flies away. Everyone will want to see our photo. He'll be famous.
The black prince cicada is not common in city areas. It is usually found in the she-oak tree that grows on the banks of rivers.
Grandpa and I lie in the cool grass and we watch the cicadas buzz and whiz all afternoon. Grandpa says they only live for a few weeks and they've got lots of work to do, like finding a mate and laying eggs.
Cicadas are hard to keep alive in captivity because they need to feed on flowing sap from trees. They suck the tree fluids through a straw-like mouth part. Most adult cicadas live between 2 to 4 weeks.
You know, when we packed up, there was one more cicada surprise. A black prince landed on my hand. He tickled my fingers and then he spun around, he spun off and off into the afternoon sun. We were both sad to see him go, but Grandpa says if he finds a mate, we might just see another black prince next year. I can't wait.